Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Well, the second night of a back-to-back, ladies and gentlemen. Play the Los Angeles Lakers tonight, and again, we need this win. It'll be a big win. It's going to be a tough game. No doubt about it. But we definitely need this win tonight. The Los Angeles Lakers, they just come off of beating Brooklyn. They beat them by like 25. Now, we know Brooklyn doesn't have the greatest defense, and I didn't watch the game. I don't know exactly what happened in that game, but hey, they beat Brooklyn by 25 points. That's no easy feat. No two ways about it. But the Knicks are a different team, right? We've been able to bounce back. We were just on we had lost 5 of our last 6 games. Now we've won 2 in a row. We're going to try to make it 3 in a row. Try to go back above 500, be 27-26 if we can get this win. Finish off this 3-game homestand. It'll be nice. We got 2 of them already. Let's see if we can get a third. We can get 3 in a row. That's beautiful, man. So let's go ahead and let's do it. We got Andy in the building. We got Divine in the buildings, making sure he's got his audio right. And we're going to go ahead and talk about this game and get everybody's perspective. See if we can pull a win out tonight versus the Los Angeles Lakers, ladies and gentlemen. Get these guys over here. See what's popping. Andy, what's your take? I haven't really had a chance to watch the Lakers, but what's your take on this team, and what do we got to do to defeat them?
Yeah, what up, Sim? What up to the chat? What up to you, Divine? The rest of the panel that's going to pop in probably soon. The Lakers are a tricky team because they're a totally different team if they got LeBron, and a totally different team if they got LeBron and AD. I'm guessing we won't see neither of them two guys, the biggest stars of the Lakers, versus the Knicks today. So, it's probably going to be the Lakers that we saw, or whoever saw the game versus the Nets in the last couple of games. You never know what they can get from these guys like Schroeder, like Morris, like Drummond, which, half of the fan base of the Knicks wanted him on the Knicks. Half of the other half of the fan base didn't want him. He's a beast on the boards. So we're going to see, because, last couple of games, we were mixed up on the boards, right? So we're going to see if that's going to hurt us really bad, or we're going to be able to pull that one through.
Yeah. It has been. Last night, excuse me. Last night we rebounded well. Yeah. We kept them off of the offensive glass, right, which is important. We're going to have to do the same tonight. And we know that Andre Drummond is he's an offensive rebounder. So that's going to be important to protect that glass tonight. Divine, what do you think?
Yeah, salute to the panel, man. Sam, Andy, salute to the MBK Masters out there, man. Salute to everybody, man. It's going to be a tough one, Sam, because Andre Drummond and Montrezl Harrell, some big boys down there, man. They pulled a lot of issues for us, man. And Julius Randle going to have his hand filled. Nerlens Noel going to have his hand filled with the side of Andre Drummond. So I think you're going to have to see Noel tonight, man. It's going to be interesting because that team, they still got a pretty scrappy defense. They got a scrappy defense down there. And I think for me, man, is Elfrid Payton is going to really have to try to get up in Dennis Schroeder tonight, man, just to slow him down a little bit. He's a savvy guy. He's not quick, but he's savvy. So I think that tonight is that Andre Drummond in that center matchup for the Knicks with Novell, Todd Gibson, and hopefully Novell come in and Noel, and they can hold it down tonight, man. Because that's going to be a tough day. If Morris can shoot the 3, if Kuzma play, he's going to be able to shoot the 3. So we just got to play our defense game tonight and run the cast off that 3-point line. But I'm worried about that Drummond matchup with Nerlens Noel, because he's a real thin dude, and Drummond like to play bully ball a lot, so I'm worried about him getting in foul trouble tonight. And if he do, then I think Gibson and Novell will have to show us some grit tonight.
Yeah, I'm worried about that matchup as well, because you know Andre Drummond can rebound the basketball. You seen what he was doing to Mitch earlier in the season. He just bully and push his way around to get to where he wanted to be on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a point of contention tonight. You mentioned Novell Pell. The Knicks signed him to a second 10-day contract. Right? So he's going to be here. I'm thinking he's going to be here for the remainder of the season, most likely. That's my thought with Pell. But yes, we've excuse me. We've definitely got to find a way to make sure we win the battle of the boards tonight. We've seen in recent games that if we're not rebounding well, we really put the game in jeopardy. We've lost some games due to not defensive rebounding. Andy, how do we deal with Andre Drummond tonight?
Yeah, well, I think one of the routes is going to be what Divine said, is put a bigger body, because Drummond is in another weight category versus Netherlands Noel, right? Netherlands could bully up Chris Boucher, right? Because he's a toothpick guy. So like Breen said on the Cats, I don't know if he was watching MSG, but I think Clyde said that this guy is 180, and Breen said like maybe with a full pocket of nickels or something like that.
Right.
So no, and he looks like that, right? He's a really skinny dude. So I think Netherlands can easily handle guys like that. But on the other hand, Drummond is a totally different guy. He has the weight advantage. He has, he's gonna go more under the basket, playing, closer to the rim than Chris Boucher, right? So Netherlands Noel is going to be in bigger trouble even to get fouls versus him than versus a really young guy like Boucher. So this is going to be a really important matchup, like you guys said, and with that matchup comes the rebounding matchup for the whole team. So those guys, will have to handle, Drummond. I don't know if we're going to be doubling him. The worst thing is that the closest person to double would be, Julius Randle, unless it's a guard from the top of the, 3-point line. So, I don't think you can actually double with Kuzma and Morris out on the 3-point line, because they're able to get that three and knock it down. No, it's going to be really difficult.
And just to give you guys an idea of the size difference, I'm pretty sure you guys know, right? You basketball fans, But Nerlens Noel, he weighs 220. Excuse me. He weighs 220. And Andre Drummond weighs 280. That's a 60-pound weight difference. That's a lot. And Nerlens Noel, he doesn't have any kind of lower
bulk
base. You know what I'm saying? He's skinny. I mean, if you see his legs, I'm surprised his legs, haven't snapped in half yet. He has no kind of lower base if Andre Drummond decides to post him up. So there's a lot of reason for concern. You also got Marc Gasol, another big guy. He's not going to be as powerful and to play the type of game that Andre Drummond plays. He'll be in that elbow area, maybe shoot some threes. He might post up, but, he's not the same Marc Gasol. But just another guy with size, if he plays. I don't know how much he's been playing lately. But then, of course, Montrezl Harrell is just a monster. And in the way that he plays, with the aggressiveness and those type of things. Another defensive team, right? This is one of the top defensive teams in the league. And we're going to be in for another scrappy one. We're going to need all hands on deck. Guys are going to have to be ready to fight through a lot of holding and battling and players being contentious. You know what I'm saying? Because guys like Montrezl Harrell, they'll get under your skin. You know what I'm saying? Now, the one thing, Divine, you mentioned about Dennis Schroeder. He's a guy that I thought the Lakers were going to try to make a move for Kyle Lowry, and I think they did. And I thought the Knicks were going to help facilitate that move and bring in Dennis Schroeder, which I would have been okay with. I would have liked that. At least temporarily. I don't know about a longer-term contract, but at least temporarily. But I do. You said you didn't think he was that quick. I do think Dennis Schroeder is kind of quick.
He's quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think he's quick. He's like he's not as quick as De'Aaron Fox. I don't want to say De'Aaron Fox, but he's kind of quick. I mean, he's quick. Not as quick as De'Aaron Fox, but he's quick. So Elfrid Payton's going to have his work cut out for him with Schroeder. You know what I mean? Because Schroeder can score the basketball. He's not a crazy three-point shooter, but he can knock it down. You know, he can blow past you with one step, boom, and get to the cup. So he's going to have his work cut out for him now. Of course, you look at recently, Elfrid Payton's been playing the last 2 games. He played about 15 minutes. Starts the game, he's playing his 6, 7, 8 minutes in the first half, and then he comes in and gets his 6, 7, 8 minutes in the second half. And then it's up to Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, and Alec Burks to run that point guard spot. Well, and here's the thing. Elfrid Payton's actually been shooting well, and Tom Thibodeau was still doing this, right? Do you think we're starting to see the phase out of Elfrid Payton right now? Because if you look at the last 3 games, Elfrid Payton's been shooting 50% from the three-point line. He's been able to get to the basket, right? You think he's starting to phase him out, or this is just the way that it's been going, and the way that he, feels like he's got to run the rotations? I'll start with you, Devon, then I'll get around to everybody. I see Kev putting his thumbs down. I didn't know you supported Elfrid Payton, Kev. Go ahead, Devon.
You know what, Sim? It seems that way to a degree, like you said, the last couple of games and going down. He's been putting Alex Burks in that point guard position, and I can understand why. Because Alex Burks can get you buckets from all over, and he just to do things Elfrid Payton can't do. From an offense standpoint, and he seemed like he's been rolling with that Quickly and Burks line up at the end of the game, man. And so I think I do feel that way though, and the way Derrick Rose has been playing. It really seems that way. Like he might start phasing him out, but like Elfrid Payton had a good first quarter yesterday. He came in, had a real good first quarter yesterday. Put some nice buckets up yesterday, and then after that, you didn't see him too much, man. But tonight we're gonna need all hands on deck because we're coming off a back-to-back. I'm quite sure that he's gonna try to. Hopefully, he use everybody. But yeah, it looked like he is getting phased out to a degree, Slim, because I just think that his offense is it puts us in a bad situation at the end of the game. He just can't knock down the 3 consistently, even hitting them better, like you said, late the last couple of games. But it is only a couple of games, you know what I mean? And I don't think Tibbs trusts Elfrid Payton in the third and the fourth quarters. And with Alex Burks doing what he's doing, I just think that he is getting phased out to me for sure. So, but we got to see. But I think tonight is going to be the same thing. If we get a close game tonight, and we in that third quarter, fourth quarter, you probably won't see Elfrid Payton. I just don't think you're going to see him.
Yeah. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, I was going to bring this point up because I noticed that for maybe last even 10 games that Elfrid was like, he got his minutes cut like from 20 couple to like you said, basically around 15 even. So, some players, think that it's not the important who starts the game, just who finishes. But, him sticking with Elfrid in the starting lineup and he's not even giving him a minute in the fourth quarter for last 10 games almost. It's really, it's not concerning me because, I'm not like the biggest Elfrid Payton fan, but I understand Tibbs' move keeping him in the starting lineup. Though, I'm not sure because I think Elfrid's not that bad as most of the fan base is painting him to be bad. He had good games. Even the game I saw versus Toronto, he was scoring in the, getting into the paint and breaking up that zone even with his drives and going to the paint. So I was quite happy with his game last time. So I'm not sure that what's the plan here. Maybe Tibbs is tweaking the rotations and lineups, already thinking about being in the playoffs, and maybe in the playoffs he's going to be phasing Elfrid even out to the bench. I'm not sure what's Tibbs' plan here.
Yeah. we'll see how it goes. Now, a few games, they would there were a few games where Elfrid would come in with the last 4 minutes or last 3 minutes or something like that for the fourth quarter, right? Depending on what Derrick Rose and those guys were doing. We'll see. Chop.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you, man? How you feeling? Elfrid Payton being phased out?
Man, I'm good, man. God bless you. Nah, and I want to piggyback off of what Andy said because, listen, it's not who closed the game, and we've seen it in the last couple of games, right? Elfrid Payton is not playing the fourth quarter. We saw how R.J. Barrett stepped up. Even Alec Burke got some burn. You heard Elfrid Payton. I know we talk crap. Somebody's moving. Don't hit my car. Listen, we always talk crap about him, but sorry guys, listen, but he can be that starter just to elevate the team in the beginning, first, second quarter. But in my mind, listen, man, I think what we got going on right now, we starting to see closers. Elfrid Payton is going to be great for the beginning, if you will, first, second quarter as a starter. But I know Tibbs don't trust him to close the game out.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about with Tibbs. It's all about trust, right? If he trusts you, he's going to put you out there. If he don't trust you, then, you can forget about it. You're not going to be on the floor.
He trusts him to start the game and all that. He's not going to trust. He know Derrick Rose. He's on what you call it, ample legs or whatever. He's not going to use them to and run him down. But I think, Tibbs know what he's doing, man. We got to trust in Tibbs, man. Elfrid Payton, great guy, great player. But is he going to sustain himself? And he's going to hold down, I'll call him the black cockroach. I'm so sorry, chat. There's no disrespect. But Dennis Schroeder, he reminds me of Avery Johnson. I both call him black cockroaches. Is he going to hold him down?
Boy. Well, that's going to be a tough task. That's going to be a tough task for all of our guards.
That's a tough task. Yes.
Dennis Schroeder. Listen, Dennis Schroeder's not a superstar point guard, but he's still a tough task, a tough guy to deal with out there on the floor. You know what I mean? Nate, what's your take on tonight's game? And I see Nate. Nate feeding himself. You know what I mean? So make sure you got your mouth clear before you speak. Yeah.
I'm good. Hey y'all, how you doing? Happy Monday. Hope everyone's having a good one. Honestly, I see this coming. I saw this coming a long time ago. I mean, I think Tibbs, maybe flirted with the idea of giving Rose Payton's spot in the starting position, and then realized to himself that, I can have the best of both worlds. Start Payton in the beginning, let him get the team set up, see what he can bring to the table. If he's hot, maybe we bring him into the fourth. If not, I got Derrick Rose, former MVP, and I trust this guy like I trust him with my life. And I feel like, he wants him in the fourth quarter running that team, with this unit, because he's been through the battles. He's been through the wars of the playoffs and the grind. And, if Derrick Rose is on a minutes restriction still, why not give him those minutes in the fourth quarter when they matter the most?
Right. Now, but see, my thing is this. I haven't seen Derrick Rose do anything special in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry. People keep saying that. And he has not been productive.
But have you seen Payton do anything special in the fourth quarter?
It's not about Payton for me. I'm just talking about, with Derrick Rose. I haven't seen Derrick Rose do anything spectacular or special in the fourth quarter. That's the reason why Alec Burks was in there last night. So we keep saying, Derrick Rose is going to be the guy to help close the games. I just don't know if he is. But I do think this. If you're going to make a switch, you got to just do it. You know what I mean? Because Derrick Rose, if you're expecting Derrick Rose to be that point guard for you, and even though if Derrick Rose starts the game, it doesn't mean that he has to play 30 minutes just because he starts. Right. You can still stagger his minutes and make sure that he has enough left for the fourth quarter. But I feel like you're hampering a little bit. If you're going to use Derrick Rose with Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett, then they need as much time together on the court possible so that they can get some kind of a rhythm and some kind of chemistry going. You know what I'm saying?
But maybe with Derrick Rose, it's not maybe necessarily. It's just maybe it's just. I think you're right. I think neither one has really wowed anybody in the fourth quarter where you can say like, okay, this guy needs to be in the fourth quarter with us, running. But I think it's just trust. He just trusts Derrick Rose more than he trusts Elfrid Payton.
I get that it's trust, but what I'm saying is if you're gonna phase it out, if you're gonna make the transition, just make it. Because if Derrick Rose is gonna be playing with Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett and those guys in the fourth quarter, and obviously right now it's been Alec Burks, at least the last two games, or the last game, whatever, it's Alec Burks. But if you're expecting Derrick Rose to play efficiently with R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle in the fourth quarter, right? And, that's what people are saying. Oh, yeah, he's going to close. That's what I, obviously thought too. Then you need to have some time with them guys on the court so that they can get used to playing with one another. I mean, you see times when Derrick Rose is expecting Julius Randle to either pop or do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, they do something different, right? And then the pass goes awry. So I think that if you're going to phase it out, if you're going to phase Elfrid Payton out, just go ahead and phase him out. Do
you think
I can hear Kev breathing all over the mic?
Of the reason?
I'm sorry, man.
Come on.
Do you think it's more?
Go ahead.
Do you think
Nate.
it's more of maybe the reason why Burks? Do you think it's more reason why Burks is probably in the fourth quarter a lot because he can score? He's probably the one guy that you trust to make baskets outside of Payton and Rose. I mean, I personally don't want him playing point guard, in my opinion. I'd rather see one of those two playing point guard. But if you're talking about making offense and buckets, I trust that dude over both those other guys.
You trust what dude?
And especially the way Barrett's been playing. I trust Burks over both those other two dudes when it comes to scoring.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why he's been playing.
That's what you're talking about doing.
Right.
I mean, that's the reason why he's been playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, people keep saying Derrick Rose is going to be the closer. I haven't seen Derrick Rose really be efficient closing the game.
Barrett's a closer, bro. Barrett's a closer.
Rose, Derrick, not Barrett. Derrick Rose. I'm saying Barrett's the closer. I'm saying Barrett's our closer. But I'm talking about the point guard position closing the game out, right? Derrick Rose hasn't been, efficient. He hasn't been efficient as closing the game out as the point guard to me. I still feel like it's a little chancy. He might turn the ball over, might throw an errant pass. He jumps on his passes, which I do not like. Him and Julius Randle both do it. He comes down, he jumps on his passes, and then gets caught and has to throw the ball somewhere. But I'm just saying, if you're going to make the change, to me, just make it so that he's playing with those guys as much as possible so that he can get some rhythm. Andy, and let me get to Cornerstone, and then I'm going to come to Andy. Let me get the Cornerstone first, and then I'm going to come back to you.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, first salute to the chat and salute to my brothers here on the panel. What I was going to say was, it seems like he's going to start Payton, and if he's not going well within the first 3 minutes, he's going to yank him out and put Derrick Rose in, and then throughout the game, at least in the part of the first and all of the second, you'll see Derrick Rose at his highest level. Now, what you don't see when you're talking about Sim, where you don't think that he'll close, you don't see the same lift from Derrick Rose that you see when he's in, the first half of the game. And I think that's the reason why he's going with like a Burks, or if Quickly's rolling well, he'll put Quickly out there as well. So, but it looks like from what I've seen in these past few games, what I'm seeing is you'll have RJ, you'll have Randall. That's a given that you're going to get those, towards the end of the game. unless Taj is in trouble, you'll have him out there, and if not, then you'll have Nerlens out there. But I think he would rather have Taj out there because he's grown up with Taj pretty much. So when there was a chance to bring him here when there was a chance.
Yeah, I think he likes having Nerlens out there to anchor that defense in the fourth quarter.
Right. Okay. So like I said, you'll have, but what I'm saying is you'll have either one out there. You'll have either one. And then to top it all off, you'll have Burks out there, but I also see him probably, I mean, you saw it a little bit last game, he'll slide Bullock in there as well. So your closing could be RJ, Randall, Burks, and for this say, I'll throw Nerlens in there. Nerlens and Bullock. Those are who he wants closing because I don't think he wants to go. I don't think he wants to go with Payton to close the game. I don't know. I don't know about Rose because I don't think he has that. Has that lift. I mean, you saw a little bit of that last game. Rose really wasn't having that lift that he has in the first half, and he'll throw quickly in there as well if he's going well.
Yeah,
basically, he's trying to use every notion to win the game, the best chance to win the game, the best lineup to win the game.
And he's going to continue. He's going to continue to do that. He's going to continue to use the best lineup. I'm just saying, speaking as far as, is he phasing out Elfrid Payton? If he's going to phase him out.
I think he is. I think he is. I think he is.
If he's going to phase him out, let's get the job done so that whoever is going to be in that spot, and maybe he doesn't even know who's going to be in that spot, is going to have that continuity with RJ, with Julius Randle, with whatever that closing five is. And I guess he just doesn't know because of the type of talent that we have on the team. Go ahead, Andy.
That's when you wish that you would have, in the beginning of the season, you would have had Rose and you wouldn't have had Rivers or DSJ. If you would have had Rose in the beginning, then probably a lot of our stuff would have probably been solved, towards this point, because we got 18 games to go, and I think he's still trying to find that lineup to close the game. We already know who he has starting the game. He needs to find the one that's to close it.
Well, I mean, with this, even for any team in the NBA, there's always going to be a different lineup that closes the game based on who's playing well, who's getting the job done, how matchups look, etc.
Right. The only constants is Randall and RJ. Those are the two constants.
Right. And even RJ, when he wasn't shooting well, sometimes he didn't close games.
Right. Right.
Go ahead, Andy.
Right.
Yeah. Firstly, I'm surprised that Kevin didn't name Frank in that closing lineup.
Here we go. I'm trying not to make any trouble, man. I'm trying. I would love
abandoning the train again.
I'm not abandoning nothing. I'm not abandoning nothing because I don't want to hear Sim or Divine's expressions when I say, yeah, we got to put Frank in, and you're like, oh, here we go, and then we'll have the chat all over it. I'm trying to keep that inside.
Sim, going back to Elfrid, I don't think it's even possible that this is a no trust thing towards Elfrid Payton from Tibbs. I don't think if you wouldn't have trust, if Tibbs wouldn't have trusted you, you would have any minutes on the court. That's one thing. Only other thing I'm maybe thinking a little bit too ahead of it is that D Rose might have some minutes limit. That's why Tibbs can't play him in the starting lineup. He basically plays like 5, 6, maximum 7 minutes in the first half, if you notice it. Mm-hmm. And the second half, he doesn't start the third quarter. He basically gets closer to the end of the third and then a couple of minutes in the fourth. And that's all of his minutes. It's like 20, 22 minutes, basically. If it's a little bit longer, we're in a really close game. And, he's probably reaching that minute limit. No, we're not going to, know if it's a minute limit for Rose. But that's why we also see Burks having, point guard duties. But Burks has also shooting guard minutes on the court. That's why he's got to play this and this position. And I really think that it might be that kind of way. Some coaches also, and Tibbs is one of those coaches, that like to have major impact of the bench on their point guard position. You know, he had Aaron Brooks, Nate Robinson, those scoring point guards off the bench that came into the game and were able to give you 4, 6, 8 points and get buckets and bunches, right? This is the perfect situation for Rose and for Burks. Elfrid Payton doesn't give you points off the bench if he comes into the game. So that's why I think, Elfrid has the trust of Tibbs because he wouldn't get any minutes. So he's getting played as a starter. He, goes through the game as it goes. If he can score, it's good for Tibbs. If not, Tibbs is going to bring those point guards and ask them to get those buckets for the team.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I might be thinking, Tibbs. But definitely, I don't see it's going to be a no trust thing because, I don't think he can trust Kevin Knox. He might not trust Frank Ntilikina. That's why those guys are not sniffing the court. But I don't think you have a starting point guard and are in a playoff position with a coach like Tibbs and you don't have his trust.
Okay. All right. Well, something to watch for tonight as we're coming down the stretch of this game. I feel pretty confident it's going to be a close game down the stretch. Big shout out to G-Man for life. He said, I'm sending Kev a grown-up Knicks hat so he can put that one he got from the cereal box away. He said, it's on the way, Kev. It's on the way. Let me get to the injury reports, man. Let me get to the injury reports. Of course, for the New York Knicks, same injury reports. Mitchell Robinson is out. I don't know. John Henson, I assume is still out. For the Los Angeles Lakers, Kyle Kuzma, he's day to day. All right, and he's questionable for tonight's game. Wesley Matthews, he's day-to-day. He's also questionable. And Marcus Gasol is questionable with a hamstring for tonight's game. So we'll see what kind of lineup they tried out there on the floor, assuming that these guys do not play. Looking at the starting lineups that maybe marched out on the court against the Nets, the Lakers started Dennis Schroeder, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Horton Tucker, Markieff Morris, and Andre Drummond. Of course, for the Knicks, you got Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Nerlens Noel. All right, you look at these matchups and you say, the Knicks, it should be okay. But you know what? These guys are tough. You got to deal with the rebounding of Andre Drummond, the toughness of Markieff Morris on Julius Randle. All right, Horton Tucker is a good basketball player, and he's tough. R.J. Barrett has to deal with him. Horton Tucker also likes to, facilitate a little bit. You got Caldwell Pope. He can get hot. Reggie Bullock's got to deal with him if that's the way Tom Thibodeau goes with the lineups. And then, of course, Dennis Schroeder can score the basketball. He's quick. Elfrid Payton's got to stay in front of that guy, and that's not going to be an easy task. You know what I mean? When you look at these matchups, I'll start with you, Divine. What do you think of those matchups? Anything about those matchups stand out to you? I'm gonna let you go ahead and jump it. When you're done, just pass it on over to Andy. I'm gonna take a 20-second break. When you're done, Divine, pass it to Andy. Andy, you pass it to Kev, and then Kev, you pass it over to Chop. All right, just quickly discussing these lineups, all right? Let everybody finish what they got to say first, and then pass the mic. All right? Go ahead, Divine.
Okay, real quick, man. Y'all hit them thumbs up, man. Run them up with them thumbs up in the chat, man. Y'all run them up. You know what? I like our chances against our lineup for this fact, the way we play defense. I want to see. I never see that Tucker guy play on a regular basis, so I don't really know too much about him. But I would like to see how him and R.J. Barrett get down tonight. I'm confident that I like the Elfrid Payton defense standpoint to slow Schroeder down. I'm not saying stop Dennis Schroeder, but I think you can contain him a little bit more than he did Kyrie and all them other quick guards. And Randle and Morris. I just think that I think Randle can give it to him a little bit more in the paint strength wise. But Morris is a gritty Philadelphia-born kid, man. He come hard. He play hard. He go hard. He play hard like his twin brother. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Obviously, the Drummond thing is going to be the issue to me. Is Nolan Wells that's like a heavyweight against a featherweight. You know what I mean? In a boxing match, I just think that's going to be a tough thing to deal with, and I'm concerned about him getting a quick foul trouble out the gate because Drummond hit him with a body shot a couple of times. You know, the ref going to probably lean it towards Andre Drummond because the offense guy normally gets them calls. So that's going to be the real tough one for me, is the Drummond and Noel matchup. But I'm definitely interested in see where Elfrid Payton can kind of slow Dennis Schroeder down a little bit. And I don't think he's going to be able to stop him. Dennis Schroeder is a savvy dude. Like he said, he is quicker than I thought he was. You know, so we'll see, man. But I do like our chances, Sim, because I like our defense against a lot of teams, man. And I really believe that Reggie Bullock going to make it hard on whoever he playing. You know, RJ defense it came along this year even more better than last year. So the Lakers got their hand full to me from a defense standpoint against us. I'm just wondering how we're gonna react when they play D on us. But I think Randall and Barrett, they can just bring their game against their matchup. I think we'd be all right though. Andy.
Divine, I agree with you. I think the key matchups is the point guard and the center position, like you said, Schroeder versus Payton and Drummond versus Noels. I'm curious if they're gonna be playing zone versus us, because that's a thing that many teams and many opposite coaches and teams use versus us. I wonder how do they feel in a zone versus a team like the Knicks. We know that Morris can play the zone. I'm not quite sure if Drummond is accustomed to playing that kind of zone defense versus teams like the Knicks. No, the only thing I could also point out that on the defensive end, he's gonna have also problems with Nerlens Noel, because maybe not problems that just Nerlens gonna have problems with Drummond, but the other way around, Drummond won't have to even defend Nerlens, because he takes like 3-4 shots a game. Right. So, and he has to be really open to get those shots. So I think it's going to be a really good and easy game for Drummond. I'm expecting a 20-20 game from him easily versus the Knicks. And I think if we hold him to 20-20, it's going to be, still good for the Knicks. so let me pass it to Kev.
Well, I guess Kev muted himself. Kev was unmuted when I left, and then I guess he muted himself.
I know I had to
put himself to a corner.
I had to, because my dog was barking. I didn't want the thing to find out what was going on. Yes. So, to Andy's point, man. And I said this yesterday, Andy and Divine. I'm not liking this matchup at all, because I think their front court is just going to obliterate us. I'm always, what's the word for it? Optimistic and always, up here and everything of our chances of beating teams and everything. I think this is probably the only time this year where I'm not liking this at all, because I think Drummond is going to have his way with Noel, and I think Montrell. I'm always saying his name wrong, but I think he's going to have his way with Taj and whoever's on that front line, whether it be OB. I'm praying, I'm hoping that Pell will get some minutes tonight and everything, because we definitely need all hands, on deck. I'm not liking this matchup. I can see it getting chippy as well, especially between Harold and Taj. I can see that, from both teams that, it getting chippy. I don't know if, hopefully we can keep ourselves composed and just let them do, whatever, not back down, but don't be stupid. So the front court is what I'm worried about. That's it.
Okay. Chop.
And I'm passing it to Choplo. Yeah, it's passing to Chop.
Cornerstone, that's a fact, because I was thinking about that earlier too, because I know Montrezl Harrell, and then you got the other Morris brother, they dogs inside of the paint. Yeah. They're gonna take some of these guys out of their game with their aggressiveness. We don't got no dogs like that. I mean, we only have
We don't.
Julius Randle is probably like, so we gotta step. Somebody gotta step on Andre Drummond's toes. Find out which foot it is.
I think he muted himself.
Find out which foot it is.
I'm just not liking this. I'm just not really liking this this matchup tonight. I'll take my chances any other night, but I'm not liking this one tonight. I'm not.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna trust in Tibbs to come up with a good scheme to defend the Lakers and how to deal with them on the boards. I think that this team is aware of everything. Tom Thibodeau keeps them aware. Nerlens Noel in the post game last night, he mentioned, that they want to get to the seed where they want to be, right? So I think they are aware of everything. Now, you can scheme all you want. You got to do it when you get out there on the floor. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough, right? You got to do it when you get out there on the floor. My keys to the game for tonight, very much similar to last night's keys. Defensive and offensive rebounding. We gotta continue to stay on the boards, especially against this team, because they're going to be a good rebounding team. Good defensive rotations. Let's not have lapses and let guys beat us back door and all of those type of things. It'll kill us. Offense through aggressive defense. That's a big one, a big key for me in this game, because we know that they're going to play aggressive defense. Right? So we got to play that, we got to learn how to fight through that aggressive defense and still get to the spots where we want to be. Not let teams knock us off the block. Not let teams decide, no, you're not going to get to this spot. I'm going to dictate where you go. As the offense, we got to dictate where we go on the floor. We have trouble with that when we play against aggressive defenses. We got to continue this bench contribution. Continue to have guys come in and score and give us some life off the bench. All right, and then late game execution. Unfortunately, last night it got down to late game execution after we were up 18, but we were able to execute down the stretch. Now, of course, they missed some open shots that we allowed them. They missed some open shots. And we'll let Cornerstone deal with his puppy. They missed some open shots that were wide open that we allowed them to get those open shots, open 3-point buckets and this and that, which definitely helped us. Something else that helped us last night was the 3-point bucket that they took away from Malachi Flynn last night. That was big. That definitely helped us. When Alec Burks turned the ball over, I think it was Alec Burks turned the ball over, and then Pascal Siakam double dribbled. That helped us out big time. But we executed, and we were able to pull out the win. These are the things I think we need to do tonight in order to pull out this win against the Lakers. It can be done. I think it can be done. And if there's a game to get, this is the one to get, because the next time we play them, they're probably going to have their guys, right? LeBron will be back. Anthony Davis will be back. Probably have their guys back. So this is the one to get, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one to get. Divine, how you feel about those? Those are just my quick keys to the game. Any other thoughts or things that you like to add?
Definitely our 3-point defense is always a must for us. The Morris Duke can knock it down. Schroeder can knock it down. They got a couple of guys who can knock down on three, so we definitely got to run them off that 3-point line tonight. And we've been doing it consistent all year. We've been pretty good at that. But I agree with all your points for the defense, the offensive rebounder, because that's going to, Montrezl Harrell, Drummond. Them guys, they go after the boards, man. So them some scrappy dudes. They gritty, they're hard. But I definitely think we got to guard that 3-point line. I think that would be my Achilles heel for tonight. If they don't guard that 3-point line and they start knocking them threes down, there's going to be a whole different ball game. But I think we will, man. Our defense is where it is for a reason. You know what I mean? They've been stepping up all year long. Even in the losing streak, that defense kept us in games. That's why we would lose about 1 or 2 or 3 points against all these teams, man. So I'm confident in our defense. I never waver when it comes to them. I just think that, like you said, that rebound is going to be our challenge tonight. Like you said, it's that defensive offense rebounding. Can we compete with the boards on them guys? And if we could do that tonight, I think the Knicks walk out of there with a W. I mean, I really do. I think that's going to be our Achilles heel is we can get the rebounds, like you said, and compete against on the boards, which I think hopefully we will. Then I like our chances tonight for sure.
Yeah, Andy, anything you want to add to those keys to the game?
Yeah, I totally agree with your points. I'm curious if they're going to try to use zone defense, because I'm not sure the whole squad of the Lakers is accustomed to playing zone defense. No, I don't think Drummond's a good zone defender. I don't think those guys on the bench of the Lakers are good zone defenders. The starters, I could agree. I could see them play really good zone defense. But the guys on the bench, that might be a real, quest for them. So, no, let's not get scared and thrown off the zone defense versus our offense. And I think, like Divine said, I think this is a really winnable game.
That every team is gonna play zone against us. It just feels like, and we seen Toronto play zone against us last night, and it was part of the reason they got back in the game. I felt it was. Right, I felt that was part of the reason that they got back into the game, because it stopped us, and we had to figure out, okay, what do we do? And of course, every team plays zone just a little bit different.
A little bit different, right?
Everybody plays a little bit different, has a little bit of a scheme.
Yeah, if I can say a word about the Toronto's zone defense, we saw RJ getting on the top of the key, and when he got the ball, he basically drove straight to the paint, and he got some open layups there. I was surprised that that they were so open shots, and I was like, they're not going to be staying in the zone for that much long, because we will figure it out really quick. And a couple of possessions later, they made an adjustment, and it wasn't that open anymore. So, it really depends, like you said, about the, zone defense isn't the same zone defense of other teams. And, a little bit, at least the placement and the positioning of the player on the defensive end, it's like 2 or 3 feet to one side or to another. It's a totally different thing.
Kev?
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be the one game where it's going to get real chippy and physical between both teams. And again, it's going to see where our fortitude is, playing these guys, because I don't think a lot of our guys has been, I don't know if you want to call it punked, or, we're in a position to back down, or whatever you want to call it. I just think it's going to be a real chippy game throughout the entire game. And I think it's going to, it'll start with Schroeder and Drummond, and then it's going to, continue through Harold and Morris. I just got that feeling. And can we win? Yeah, we could win. But again, I just think it's going to be that. It's going to be that type of game. They're probably going to yuck it up pretty much. The Lakers will.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, Chop, you got anything you want to add?
One more.
Go ahead. Yeah, I
have one more question. Do you since we played last night, could you see could you see Tibbs expanding his rotation a little bit since we played last night?
No. I don't.
No.
Okay. I don't. He played Kevin Knox a little bit last night. I think just because he wanted to, have a threat to try to break that zone. So if they play zone, maybe he'll go with Kevin Knox again. I don't know. We'll see. But I just don't see him. Right now, they're battling and fighting for playoff positioning. I don't see it. Not with Tibbs. Other teams, they're resting players, this and that. Guys not playing. Second games of a back-to-back. I don't see it. It's not happening. Caller, you're live. What's popping?
What's going on? Simmons AK. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man.
How you feel about tonight's game?
About tonight's game? It's going to be a close one, man. It's going to be a real dog fight. I want to say Knicks, but damn, Lakers. Excuse me, but Sam, if we could win this one tonight, I could see a winning streak going on, man. Like, I'm looking at the next couple of games. I'm like, we could really beat these guys. Until Phoenix. So I'm like, we could go on a little 5-6 game scared.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at the schedule too, and I think we could. If we can get past the Lakers right here, who do we play next? New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, and then Dallas, and then New Orleans again.
You need that one.
Right, so these are games that you can get. They are games that you can get.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll see if they can pull it out tonight. If they can find a way to pull out a win tonight, there's a good chance that hey, small goals. I always talk about small goals. Let's get the 3 wins.
That's right. Small goals.
Yeah, we get the 3 wins after tonight. Then the next goal, okay. Now let's get to 4 wins in a row. We haven't been there all season long. We get the 3 wins. If we beat the Lakers tonight, we're 1 game over 500. Then we can get 2 games over 500 if we beat the Pelicans. And then that Dallas game is another hurdle. Let's get the 3 games over 500 because we haven't been there. You know what I'm saying? So this is a good chance to do it.
Tim, a question. I see y'all was just talking about fourth quarter situation with Tibbs.
Uh-huh.
I like the running of the Alec Burke, quickly, RJ, Randall. Depends on the situation in the fourth quarter, New Orleans or Gibbs. But I think that seemed to be working.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. It definitely worked last night, and we'll see how much. Listen, throughout the season, he's talked about Alec Burks and that he likes his versatility and the fact that he can use him at that point guard spot in different positions around the floor, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it. And I think he's built trust in Alec Burks. You know what I mean? Of course, that's a big thing for Tibbs. Always a big thing for Tibbs. He's built some trust in him.
Definitely.
Yeah, so
good looking, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you, man.
One love to the chat. I'll holler at you.
Appreciate you. Thank you for your support, bro. Right. Peace. Big shout out to Hector Gaston. Thank you for the super chat. He said, I want a career night for RJ. Beretta M9 got to go off tonight. Hey, he's been balling, man. Let's see if we can,
yes, sir.
He can keep doing it tonight. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Hey, I don't think we're going to win this game.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Not
man.
even close.
Okay, tell me why.
Because, because we can't guard them. We can guard them, but, Noel's, I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Well, but this is where the team has got to come in. You heard Anthony Edwards, what he say? The Knicks play great team defense. This is where that team defense has to come in. Right? We got to play that team defense. We got to have team rebounding. Right? We're not just going to rely on Nerlens Noel. We need the guards to come back and help rebound the basketball. Right? RJ Barrett, he had 1 rebound last night. We need more than that from him tonight.
Exactly, 1 rebound. Exactly.
Right. We need more rebounds than him from that. We can't have 1 rebound. We'll see what we can do tonight. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, but you saw last night, right, how RJ Barrett and Julius Randle was talking to that point guard.
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry, yeah.
You think they would recruit? Were they recruiting him? You think they were
Probably.
recruiting him? Okay. Well, hey, I would love to have Kyle Lowry
They
here
were
next
locking it
year.
up and everything.
I would love to have him here next year. So hopefully they were recruiting him. Hopefully they were. Hey, I appreciate your call, my man. Thank you for the time, and hopefully you call back tonight after the game.
Okay.
Sam, Worldwide West was too.
Appreciate you. You said Worldwide West was too. Hey, you never know what's going
Yeah,
on, man. You're trying to bring that guy to New York.
That's what he was brought here to do. That's what Worldwide West was brought here to do.
Him and Kyle Lowry were chopping it up
Yes,
right
sir.
at the end of the game. They were speaking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You just
I think the perception of us is really. I think the perception of us is really changing for the better, because you bring in Worldwide West. You know, we have a respectable management team, and we have respectable results in the for this season and everything. So we can only go but up.
Yeah, but Worldwide West, everybody knows him. He knows everybody in the league. So
yeah, man.
He knows everybody. You know what I mean? So yeah, he will. He is gonna talk to people. Let me get to another phone call here. Caller, you're live. What's popping with you?
Hey, Sims. First of all, let me give shouts out to the chat and to the panel. You guys do a great show every week, and I love it, right?
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm going to say this right off the bat. Kev, this G-Man, I'm about to say I need to get you right, brother. I need to get you right. I need to get you respectable, first of all, right? But as far as the game tonight and how it goes, this is going to have to be a team win, right? So kids are going to have to figure out what the rotation is going to be, how to capitalize on what we got going on. And I truly believe that at the end of the day, we get this win. 108 to 102.
Okay. All right.
Hey, G-Men. Now, you got to get on the host right here, because he's OB's biggest critic.
Well, and
you, Sam.
Check this out. This is why I love OB Critic, because the same thing people said about Randall last year, they're eating their words this year. And I'm telling you now, I just ordered my OB Topic jersey. It'll be here on Friday.
Okay.
So I'm just saying,
but
accept
look,
what's about to happen.
But Kev.
Yes.
A few weeks ago, what was I saying? I'm ready for Knox to play over Obi. But what did I say? But what did I say the other day? Forget about it now. He's starting to play. We got to see where this goes.
Okay. I didn't hear that. So I apologize for not hearing that.
See, I am objective. I am not an Obi hater. I got Obi rookie cards sitting here.
But you and the Queen and Stephanie, y'all were doing on him now.
Look, Kev is one of those people that sit around with a bucket of soup and just stir the pot. That's what he does. He just stirs the pot.
Yeah.
I'll be with you tonight.
Yeah, listen, I want Obi to do well. I don't want any of our players not to do well. I want everyone, all of our players to do well. That's the only way we're going to win.
Absolutely.
That's fact.
Absolutely.
That's fact. But I got number love for the Knicks, and I think we'll do good tonight. We just need to play team ball. If we play team ball and we capitalize on what our team's strengths are, we get the win tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, and I agree. Team ball, team rebounding, team defense. It can't just be one individual person that's going to stop, everybody. And that's every game. But, tonight, especially that team rebounding aspect, we're going to need it. Hey, G-Man, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother.
G-Man, so
Appreciate
listen,
you, man.
I don't salute him.
Y'all foul.
Come on, Kev.
Look.
Kev.
Hey, Kev, let's be real. I'm looking at the brim of your hat right now. It's a little bit dusty. I'm not going to front. It's a little dusty. I'm looking at the brim right now. It's a little dusty. It's definitely a little dusty.
Hey, man, I'm getting the Isaiah treatment now.
I know you go to Orlando a lot. right? And you probably wear it in the sun. It's faded. It's dusty. You know, or either that, or you just.
Next broadcast, I will wear a better one. I promise. I will retire this one.
Either that, or you just took it out the closet and you forgot to brush it off. I don't know.
Nah, he got that for Walt Clyde Frazier. Walt Clyde Frazier hat.
Yeah, he got
Cornerstone and Devon and Uncle Sim. Listen, I was just talking to the little buddy Chris that comes on Ron Man Show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, little Chris? Little buddy Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. He gave me some takes just now. He called me. He told me about some situations, and he loves you. He loves Uncle Sam. He loves Andy. He loves Devon. He loves the chat. He loves everybody. You heard? Okay. So please, let's salute little buddy Chris.
Salute little buddy Chris. We appreciate you, my brother.
Hello, Chris.
Salute, brother.
Okay, best.
We appreciate you, my brother. Hey, it's all right. You ain't gotta take it off.
I'm gonna buy you an MBK hat. I'm gonna buy you an MBK hat.
You ain't gotta take it off. Kev, you can rep it.
No, man. Somebody in chat said it looks like a Lakers hat. So I said, you know what? Let me just take this off real quickly.
You can rep it. Go ahead. Rep that old dusty thing, man.
Nah, man. No,
I bet you.
Hey, Devon, you said Kev got it from Walt Clyde Frazier. There was probably over at WeWorld. There was probably over at WeWorld. Kevin Clyde was at WeWorld. He said, "Hey, here you go, Kev."
Yeah, right. Had me in a knot when he said that.
Yeah.
He didn't even sign it for you, Kev.
I know, man.
Anyway,
he said, hey, take that, man.
Right. Go ahead, Andy.
Yo, I was gonna say that Kev must have been, like that angry Knicks fan. The Knicks lost the game. He went outside. He, threw down the hat, jumped over it, stomped over it, left it for the night, and they won last night. So today he's in the hat, on the screen.
He came to pick the hat up.
Ninja Andy. That's Ninja Andy right there, man.
Hey,
Ninja Andy.
Kev, you gotta keep rocking the hat. Your hat is famous now. You gotta keep it going.
No,
somebody
man.
out there make a Twitter.
I got some better hats, man.
Listen,
I got some better hats, man.
Just somebody out there make a Twitter account called Cornerstone Kev's Dusty Knicks hat. Make a Twitter account. Cornerstone Kev's Dusty Knicks hat.
Hey, man, don't do that, because G-Man will take you up on that started.
Anyway, fellas, it's been fun.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm going to head out of here. Man. I got a little basketball workout to go to, so I'm about to head up out of here. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come down the stretch, just like we've been watching. All of these games come down the stretch. The Knicks are going to have to deal with some tough, aggressive defense. And that's a big key for me. A big key for me is the Knicks learning how to play through these aggressive defenses that they've been facing. Just getting to your spots, cutting. When you play aggressive defenses, they like to stop you from getting to your spot. They like to stop you from cutting down the lane. We got to figure out how to do those things against an aggressive defense. So tonight's going to be fun. It's going to be a tough game, tough matchup. It might be chippy, but I do think that we can pull it out. I'm not expecting the game to be high scoring. I'm looking at anywhere between 98 to 104, 105 points or something like that for both teams scoring in that range. You know what I mean? But anyway, I get some last words from you guys, and we're gonna head up out of here. Devon?
Yeah, man. Salute to the panel. Great show. Salute to the chat and everybody. And listen, man, I think our defense is formidable. I don't think they got a player who just can beat us by themselves, even though Andre Drummond can get down, but he's a center. It ain't like he's going to be on the wing knocking down threes all night on us. They don't got one guy in that team who just can go run and get 30 or 40 on us. So I'm confident about that with our defense, and we do got three-point shooters just like they do. I'm looking at the Knicks going there tonight, 3 in a row, 108 to 98.
All right, Andy?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a battle. I just hope we can keep our nerves, our tempers aside, so nobody gets thrown out from the game, and God forbid suspended for longer time. But they have players that can get under your skin. Those Mowers brothers, Harrell, and those kids, they can really get under a player's skin. And we saw Julius is losing his temper lately, so I hope he's not going to get ejected and do some, crazy, stupid stuff. But for all that to be, put on aside, we just would have to have a comfortable lead, and there's going to be no nerves. Let's hope it's going to go that way.
Yeah, no doubt. Chop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's just
Yes,
some
sir, you
last
can hear me?
words. Yep, I can hear you. Last words before we get out of here.
Devon, you said 3 in a row. 2 in a row, right? So tonight gonna
3
be
tonight
3
if
in
we
a row.
win.
3 tonight if we win. Yeah.
You know, City for Real, when he wear that, when City for Real wear that hat that has the lights on it, we win 3 in a row.
Well, I hope he's wearing it.
I hope so.
No, but and piggyback what Andy said, because remember I was saying that earlier. Listen, man, we got those same guys that could get under your skin. Remember, those are some real dogs. We don't got no. We had one dog, the other twin. Now he's gone.
Yep, he's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So remember, the matchup is going to be Montrezl Harrell and Julius Randle. Listen. Remember, I'm skinny. Cornerstone. I'm skinny. I'm like a Twizzler stick, just like Noel's. Andre Drummond's gonna be throwing him around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Remember Sesame Street?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And then coming off the bench, Harold gonna do the same thing.
Listen, remember the old school movie too? You stepped on my big toe. Somebody got to step on Andre Drummond's. Which toe is the left foot or the right foot?
I have no idea.
I don't know. But you're thinking of Harlem Nights. You're thinking of Del Reese.
Harlem Nights.
So, yes, exactly.
Right. So we have to come out with that intensity, right? That aggressiveness. Remember, allegedly, we are the #1 defense in the league. Yeah, right now.
Yep.
We got to come.
We still hold that. Okay. All right.
We still hold that. that.
I believe so.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
There's no AD. There's no LeBron James. Even if Kuzma come back, we got to roof Kuzma. Roof him. We got to be that aggressive force. You heard? I think the defense is going to be key for us. You heard?
Yeah.
And take them out their game.
I mean, it's always key for us because we can't score, so it's definitely going to be key. Cornerstone.
Yeah, it's going to be key, and foul him up. Put Andre Drummond on the line. He can't shoot. He can't shoot free throws. Put him on the line.
That's true. Cornerstone.
Yeah, I think it's again, salute to the chat and salute to my brothers on the panel. Again, I just see this being an all-out dog fought war. I think if you want chippery, you're going to get it tonight. I'm telling you, I think you're going to get it tonight. I think that Drummond, Harrell, Morris, and I'm even going to throw Schroeder in there a little bit as well. I think they have the fortitude to make this a real dog war tonight, and I think we can win. I think we can win, and we just have to keep our composure as well, because there's no business on 2 people getting thrown out, and let's just go in there and just have some fun tonight.
Yeah,
that's all.
No doubt.
And I'll have a different hat. And I'll have a different hat on tonight.
You might as well just keep that dusty hat.
I am not.
You know what I'm saying?
I have better hats than this. So I will bring me another one. The only thing I'm missing, I miss your Fisher hat. Your Knicks
it's
Fisher
coming
hat.
back. They're coming back.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
So you better purchase one.
They're coming back. But hey, just throw some water on it. Throw it in the washing machine or something, Cap. Come on. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
you make the hat don't make you.
Yeah, no doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, we are up out of here. I appreciate you. Big shout out to Evergreen. He said, I still want Drummond. Thank you for the super chat. Said I still want Drummond. You know, and speaking of Evergreen, this is an Evergreen beat. Yes, it is. My man Evergreen on the beat, ladies and gentlemen. We're out of here. Spread love as usual. Shout out to my man G-Man for Life, who just upgraded his membership to be a 90s Knicks member. Appreciate you, my brother. He'll be on the panel soon. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you all. Spread love. I'll catch you tonight. 10:15. Post-game show. Peace.